Alright, what's going on YouTube? We are back with another episode in the FPS series. I am very sorry for the delay, and you may have seen some weird stuff going up on the channel. Man, that No Man's Sky stuff just didn't work. None of the live streaming or any of that worked very well. I haven't taken it down just because apparently people have been viewing it and just liking it, I guess. I don't know, it's whatever. Okay, that happened. Sure, whatever. Anyways, so a lot of people disliked it because of the messy desktop. Yeah, but sorry, I'm a nerd and I pretty much use almost everything on this desktop. Almost everything. Anyways, so yeah, we're back playing. I've been away because multiple things besides No Man's Sky release, multiple other things. But anyways, besides that, we're back, and I thought I'd do some episodes before school started because I start the 16th. So any of you who start before me, you're probably a bit jealous. Those of you who start after me, I'm mildly jealous of you, and anyone is jealous of the other guy who gets better things. So let's get into it. This episode, highly requested, and I'm surprised how much this was requested, really. Um, I mean, I was gonna get to it, but I thought I'd just kind of put it out there since it was like pushed a lot, and a lot of people kept bringing it up. Sometimes I got a comment about it almost every video. It would seem like, I don't know. But anyways, a lot of people wanted this, and as you can tell by the video title, we're doing sprinting and crouching. I thought I'd throw crouching in there because they're both super easy to do, and I might as well just throw them both into the same video. So obviously, right now when we play and we press shift, we don't move any quicker or slower than when we don't press shift. I'm tapping shift, pressing and holding, releasing, press, release. Besides the lag, don't worry about the lag. Press, release, press, release. There's no difference. And in control or C, no one of those makes us crouch. So let's get that working. The crouch is probably the weirdest part. I'm going to be honest, crouch is kind of awkward. And we'll get to that if you've ever seen my other videos and how we do the crouch. It works a little weird, but I've never really taken the time to fix it. So maybe this series I will take some time to fix it, and we'll figure some stuff out. Maybe if I my blueprint skills serve better this time. Huh. I still need to work on this AI. He still is a little buggy. Anyways, let's get into it. Let's go to content and player stuff. So I'm just gonna go player stuff here, and we're gonna open up our bro dude. So we're gonna have that tab open, and then we need to go to anims and open our animation blueprint, our bro dude anims. So in this we have some stuff for like crouching and whatnot, and we don't. I mean, we have stuff for crouching here, and we don't really need it. Obviously, it's not connected. Neither is this enable jump stuff. I may have to fix this stuff if it's necessary or whatnot. But oh, sorry. Whoa. This will be using this variable. That's for sure. I'm gonna leave this there because it's not causing any errors. We're gonna use this variable, but not in this setting. We'll use it somewhere else. So, sorry, you may have not seen that, but my TV just went black. Okay, jeez. Oh my God, my TV's just like having a fit right now. I gotta turn it back on and off, or off and on. Have you tried turning it off and on again, sir? Have you tried unplugging it from your butt? Have you tried getting a better monitor? Well, I would if I had better money. Anyways, or more money. I'm not saying my money's bad. I'm saying I need more money. Anyways, let's not dwell on the fact of my poorness. Anyways, let's go. Let's just go to the anim graph, the locomotion. We'll stay here, and we'll do some stuff with this later. But on our bro dude, we need to set up the events to register our crouching. So this is bothering me. I'm going to comment this and call this fire mode because I don't know why it's not. Jeez. Anyways, organization passed me. Anyways, we're gonna get shift. I can't spell. We are gonna get left shift for sprint, and we'll set up crouch after we do this. Let's see. We need to do nothing with that. Sorry. So the sprint is not doesn't have to do with animations. It just has to do with speed, obviously. If you have like a walking animation and a sprinting animation, then this may be for you, but I don't. So just real quick going over it, all you would do is have to cast to your anim instance and get the variable for sprint. Make a sprint variable over here. And set the variable to true, and make a oh geez, lag. And on your brodude anims, make a new state that has like your running animation, and the conduit in between the two would be checking if the speed is enough and also if sprint is true. So that's what you would do. If that doesn't make sense to you and you need to figure that out because you do have those custom animations, talk to me in the comment section. I'll add you on Skype or something and I can walk you through it and help you out with that. But we don't need that. We only need crouch. So let's go to this, and on pressed we need to actually, sorry, real quick, drag down character movement, set max, can't type today, never can, set max speed, alright, set max headroom, no, set max walk speed. The max walk speed crouch we won't really use, but it's whatever. So pressed, set max walk speed. Now you may say, okay, so the normal walk speed is 600, right? Well, really, I'm gonna be honest. This normal walk speed, holy lag. The 600 max walk speed that it has by default for characters is more like a sprint, if you want to be honest. But if you like this for your walk speed, like it's a nice jog or whatever you want to call it, then you can keep this. And you may say, oh, well, you double it to make it, quicker, because when you sprint, you run just as quick. But trust me, when you double 600, that 1200 is not what you want. The 1200 is insanely fast, and it's like, holy god, this guy is on some kind of crack cocaine speed, like mesh of any drug that he could possibly LSD take. I just threw LSD in there, really weird. Anyways, like it's insane. The 1200 does not feel natural. So it's like for a speed run game, because you feel like you're sliding everywhere, and it just does not feel right. So I would suggest something like 900. So that's what I'm gonna do. Oh my gosh, my Unreal Engine does not want to work today. I'm gonna save just because I'm afraid of crashing like left and right, and I don't know why. Anyways, so I'm gonna roll something. Actually, I'm gonna do 850, and we'll see how that is. And then when it's released, now if you want it toggleable, I will real quick demonstrate how to do a toggleable one after I demonstrate the normal, only sprint when you're pressing down shift. But if you want the toggled sprint, stick around for that. I will also demonstrate how to do a toggled crouch. Anyways, so on released, we need to duplicate this. We didn't need to duplicate the character movement because we can just connect it to the one we've got, but whatever. So on released, connect it to that, and then of course we just need it to set back to 600. So that's that. Those numbers are good. Now, obviously, what it's going to do for us is we play. This is our normal walk speed. Press shift. Wow, the lag is almost impossible to demonstrate it. Normal walk speed, press shift, and we kind of speed up. So I'm sure you can see the difference. It's kind of like a quick speed boost. And press, and press. So it's not like super noticeable, but like in an environment where you've got stuff going on, it makes a difference when you're traveling. So that 250 units is going to really make a difference. Honestly, like I said, this is a jog on its own. So a good walk is like 450 if you want to be honest, like a default walk speed. So I think I'm going to set my default walk speed to 450 here. And go to your character movement, and right off the bat we want the max walk speed to be 450. This is what I want. If you can do it to however you would like it, but now you'll definitely be able to see it. It's literally like 400. So this is like a normal walk, and then we sprint, and he really starts booking it. Normal walk, sprint, normal walk, sprint, walk, sprint. So obviously the animations aren't gonna match up too well with his sprint. He's moving a little slow to be actually sprinting this quick, but of course if you've got better animations, then it's a good thing aesthetically. So yeah, that's something that's pretty nice. And of course, you know, it doesn't really affect our oh, right, I forgot that's broken and I still need to fix that. And I don't know why that's broken, so I'm sorry. If you guys are having that weird glitchy problem, please comment in the comment section. If you're having the issue of when you're firing, it points you a very specific direction and slowly changes your look direction. If you're having this issue, please comment. If this is just me, then note taken, and I did something wrong that I haven't showed on the tutorial series, which I shouldn't, because I do all that in the Destruction game demo project, which is the one with like the 5 or 8 AIs all around here. Anyways, back to the crouch now. Let's go to Bro Dude Anims, and you'll have to make a blend space for the crouch like we've got here. So I could just use this, which I think I'm gonna not use this because we need to make one. Anyways, so go from run or idle, whichever one you want, run or idle, to make a new state, call it crouch idle. Yeah, there is a space there, it's just not super noticeable when I'm typing. Crouch idle from there to idle, and then we need, let's see, from this to new state called crouch run, and the run can go back to the idle, and the run can go to the run. Now it's really not a crouch run, it's just a crouch walk. I don't know why I called it that, but it's whatever. Anyways, so that's what we're doing. I'm gonna move the equip off to the side and move this here. This is usually how I have my projects set up. So anyways, that's that. And we'll set up the idle really quickly. That's easy, of course. So just get crouch. By the way, yeah, much easier to find animations. Just drag it off the result and just, I forgot you could do this. Crouch, idle, rifle, iron sights. Did not mean to click on that. Jeez, I'm doing horrible. Crouch, idle, rifle, iron sights. That's good. And now we need to make the transition from idle to crouch idle, and so this needs to be two things. It needs to be, first we need to get an AND bool, and second we need to get more than equals float. So we need to see if speed is more than or is equal to 10, because that's a speed where it's pretty noticeable that we're moving. And obviously we're never really going to be moving 10 units at a time unless you've got a controller and it's got the sensitive movement speeds set up, whatever. And the AND needs to be, you guessed it, crouching. So that's that. And so we're gonna set it up here real quick. Let's comment this and call it sprint. Not sponsored. Anyways, sorry, I just thought that was hilarious. Type in CTRL for control. If you're on Mac and you want to make this just the C, well, use C for the crouch button. But I like control, so CTRL, left control, which is most common, I feel like, for a lot of people, unless you're a right-handed person or left-handed. However, the opposite from normal, which I don't know if that's a thing, but I think there's left-handed mouses. Yeah, or mice. There's left-handed mice. Anyways, what we need to do is a couple of things. We need to cast to anims. So I'm just typing, just do brodude anims and get. Why can I not spell? Anim instance for the mesh. And of course, it's going to automatically target the mesh. And here we will set crouching to be true. And I'm just going to duplicate this, scooch it down, and I'm going to grab everything and move it up because it's really close to that other thing. So, yeah. And then, so on released, crouch needs to be false. We need to get character movement, and I just set the max walk speed. I don't like use crouched walk speed. I just set the max walk speed. So set max walk speed to 300 is a fairly good crouch speed. And if it's not crouching, then we need to be back at, oh, wrong one. We need to be back at 450. Not 550, 450. So there's that, but we're gonna immediately run into some issues. Oh, not that. That's not what I was talking about. We're gonna immediately run into some issues, so I'm gonna address that now. So you may be thinking, all right, what if I want the player to have a normal crouch walk and a crouch sprint, something like Arma? Well, I haven't set that up, and I'm probably not going to, because I don't feel like that's super normal. I feel like I know of 2 games that have that, like Arma and something else. I don't even know. I feel like I've played other games. Skyrim might have a sprint and crouch. I don't know. Anyways, but we're not going to set that up. But what we are going to do is make sure that we can't crouch while we're sprinting, or vice versa, sprint while we're crouching. Well, at least we can. It's just going to uncrouch us. So I'm sure a lot of you use the method of, oh, well, in games, at least I do, like you're too lazy to hit the crouch button or something, or I don't know, or it's an awkward keybind like an Arma, so you just jump or you sprint forward to uncrouch, which obviously doesn't work in Arma, but whatever. It's just a weird keybind or something, and so you just jump or sprint to uncrouch real quick, or stand up from a prone. You just jump or sprint. I'm not going to set up jump, but I will set up sprint. So if we're going to have to set up some variables, of course, to say, okay, if we're sprinting, then and we crouch, then, well, actually, you can't go from sprint to crouch. I'm not going to put that in there. But if we're crouching and we sprint, then we need to make sure we need to stop crouching and go to the sprint. So how that's going to be set up is we're going to get a branch. Oh, I never showed how to do a toggleable sprint or crouch, but I'll do that. Sorry. I just got off track and I realized I hadn't done that. Anyways, we're going to want to make another variable called sprinting That's definitely not sponsored. Set that to true here and false there. Compile, I'm going to save because I'm paranoid about crashing. And so the branch is going to be sprinting, of course. So if sprinting is false, then we'll go ahead and go there. But if it's true, we're not gonna do anything here because that's gonna be handled by this. That should work. If not, then I'll have to flesh that out later, or just remove it completely. But we shouldn't be able to do that kind of stuff. Anyways. And since this is on a keybind button, it's going to be pretty much ticked every time it's pressed. So it's on a tick, is what it is. Anyways, so another thing that we're gonna want to first I'm gonna show how to do the toggleable sprint. So say you just want to press it to sprint and press it again to quit sprinting, which of course is a toggleable keybind. That's pretty easy. I've used it before. It's you disconnect released, and off of pressed get something called flip-flop. It's all one word. I forget that sometimes. Get a flip-flop. So is A should be the first one. So A is going to be that, and B is going to be that. That should be correct. I'm going to compile, I'm going to save, and connect. Yeah, it is A to the first sprinting, and we should be good, I think. So let me check. So small, and then we tap sprint. Now we're sprinting, and then we tap sprint again, and we're not. Tap it, 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 tap it. Okay, so that's how you do the toggleable sprint. I personally don't really like them, and it's whatever. So I'm gonna just delete. Yeah, the flip-flop. I don't know why I was kept clicking it when I didn't need to. I'm gonna delete the flip-flop, and make sure you check this again if you decide to delete the flip-flop, because it will uncheck that and you're gonna be like, why is the sprinting not working? Anyways, so compile that, save it up, and now we need to set up the Brodude anims. So real quick, I'm gonna show that as far as I know, when you press Control, we should crouch, and we're not. That is disheartening. Oh geez. Is the walk speed even slower? Well, the walk speed is slower. The walk speed's slower. That's a good thing. I'm noticing that. So the walk speed is slower. So we need to see if well, we need to see what's not working here. The crouch idle is set up. So if we are crouching and our speed is more than 10, for some reason he's not walking. Oh right, for the idle it shouldn't be. That's right. It's I don't know why I did that. For the idle it shouldn't be. We need to save this. So Control C and do crouch run, crouch idle to crouch run, connect that here, and do run to crouch run and paste those there. Okay, that's what we wanted. I don't know why I did the speed. We literally just need crouching here. That's all we need. Compile, save. So now for crouching. Perfect. So let's play and try that out. Good. So this is the weird thing I'm talking about. The crouch animation puts the knee right in our face. I mean, it's like Hi, how you doing? Have a nice day. Okay, yeah, metal in your face. It's oh right, we haven't set up crouch walking. And obviously, it's staying in a T-pose even though I'm letting go of control because we haven't told it to go back to idle when we're done with crouching. Okay, that's nice. We also can't go back to crouch walk from the idle, which I also haven't told it to do. Okay, a lot of stuff we haven't done yet. Fantastic. So, um, that's the weird thing I'm talking about. If you've got better animations, then awesome. But this is what I got. I I need to figure out a way to fix it, but I still haven't come up with one, and I don't know why. So what I'm going to do is on the crouch run to crouch idle, I'm going to do this, but on the speed, connect it to a not bool and connect the not to the and. So we need to not have speed and then connect the and to that. So save. So we should be good there. And then on the idle back, we need to be not. So this is from the crouch idle to our normal idle, by the way. We need to be not crouching. I'm going to save that stuff up. And so now, when we play, we should be able, of course, to go from our crouch walk to our crouch idle, and from our crouch idle to our normal idle. Perfect. And then, of course, when we're running, we can't go from crouch to crouch walk. But if we're running and we hit crouch, so it should be doing a crouch run, which we haven't set up, and we let go, we're still in T-pose, but press control and we're good. So this is just simply caused because the T-pose is caused because we don't have anything in the animations for the crouch run, and it's not going back from crouch run to normal run because we have nothing telling it to. So what we do is get you should still have that same thing on your copy paste. You should still have this. If not, then you can just make it again. But this time we need to altogether we need to make the crouching not bool, that is, and then connect the and there. Save. And so now when we run, and then we do this, and then we let go, we're good. So everything's connected. Everything is seamless. Everything's connected. And the only weird part is we don't have the crouch blend set. So let's create a new blend space. So I said blend set. Let's create a new blend space in animation and blend space. So obviously this should be for the UE skeleton that is in the animation starter pack, and we are going to call it crouch underscore blend. I'm not calling it BS because there is already a crouch BS, obviously, or not. I thought there was a crouch BS already, but apparently there's not. Then wait, hold on. Oh, it's BS underscore crouch. See. Haha. I was right, but the name was just backwards. Okay, so right now we're just gonna set up the crouch so that way I don't forget to do it later. So this just needs to be crouch BS. Blend player crouch BS. And by default these need to be speed and direction, but if I'm right, it should be direction and speed. Okay. So we're going to hook these up now, so that way we don't have to go back in here later. So direction, speed, save, or compile, I mean, and then Control S. Good. Okay. Now let us open up the crouch BS. So we have some crouch blend spaces, and I think we have them all in iron sights. So simply just hover over and find the ones you need. So we need crouch. No. So we'll get backwards right now. So backwards should be here, here. Oh, real quick, before we start doing stuff, we're gonna have to delete those. We need to make sure that this axis range is -1. Whoa, that is way too big. -180 to 180, and call that one direction. By the way, how I'm going back and forward is I'm just hitting tab and shift tab. Tab to go forward, shift tab to go back. This one needs to be speed. I don't know why I delete everything. And then 0 to 300, because that is our max walk. Or, yeah, max crouch speed. So 0 to 300. And apply parameter changes, and obviously they're all messed up, but it doesn't matter. We'll just delete them. And get backwards. Oh, that's hip. Good thing we didn't. Okay, so we need to get backwards. Iron sights. Jeez, I can't speak. And then we need to get forward iron sights here and here. And then we need to get, which one's this? Left. We need to get left here. Yes, get left here. Don't get left somewhere else. Get left here, man. We don't want to leave you anywhere else but here. And then I always put it here just because it's my OCD. And then right, we need to get here and here and here. So we should be all good as long as he's all aim down sights, iron, as long as he is always the iron sights, I'm good with it. So apply parameter changes. I think I already did that, but anyways, Control S. And so since we already hooked it up in the anim blueprint, holy cow, did not want to do that. Let's go here. Let's crouch, and now we can walk around just fine. Obviously, the jumping is him crouch jumping, which, I mean, that's cool. I feel like games have crouch jump, and I don't have a problem with that. Just the weirdest part is when we look down, we look into the knee. So I need to find a way to combat that. It may be very difficult. I'll see. But anyways, the firing is still all messed up. But of course, it works with the crouch and the crouch idle, and it's all good. Anyways, so that's how you crouch, sprint crouch. By the way we did the flip flop for the sprint is the exact same way you do the flip flop for the crouch, except nope, there is no except. That's it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leaving a like is much appreciated. Also commenting, hey, you did this wrong, or commenting that you just liked the video or something random. I don't care. It's, you know, comments are always cool, and I usually I try to like and respond to every comment. Anyways, also subscription is great because I try to post videos at least, I mean, I used to try and post them once a day, but I mean, hey, up to 4 times a week, I feel like, something like that. Anyways, sometimes it's a bit more, and sometimes it can be much less. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope it helped. If you have any issues, throw it down in the comment section, or you can email me, message me through YouTube. And yeah, I'm open to Skype calls and all that stuff if you really need that much help. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see all you awesome people in the next one.